What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris, and today we're gonna be reviewing this guy. And when I say this guy, I don't mean this guy, I mean these guys or these girls. Okay, these lights. But anyway, this is the Betopper moving headlight. We have a 7 by 8 watt LED RGBW. We have 540 by 180. One thing says 200, but I think it's 180. I have not used these yet. I've used similar lights, and I do like them. They're small moving heads. They're wash lights. They have auto modes. They have sound mode. They have 9 and 14 channel DMX. They're under 5 pounds each, and we're gonna open a box and go through this stuff. So let's check it out. All right, what do we have? We have our manual right away. We have our fun manual, the LM70 or LM70S. I'm not sure which one, but anyway. So we have a manual, and you have all sorts of fun stuff in here. So you can see your operation instructions as far as how the back menu will work and what things mean. We can master slave these units, and I think that we will do that. Some of you may not know how to do that and what kind of difference that makes, but we'll show you. We do have a 9 channel mode and a 14 channel mode. And again, it just tells you what the LED will say on the back and what everything means. And there you go. We have power rating of 100 watts for the unit total when it's running, and I believe it is fan cooled. And let's see what's in the box. So the instruction manual is pretty good. It seems pretty substantial. It looks well put together. You have, on Amazon, Betopper offers this in a single unit. They offer it in a double unit, which I have here, and then they offer it in 4-pack. So what we have in the box is we have, in this box, we have the 2 units. And like I said, they weigh under 5 pounds each. This box, I think, is supposed to come in all together with like 13 pounds or something like that. In the box, you have your 2 cables. You have your 2 IEC cables. There are 2 mounting brackets with little thumb screws. I'll be showing you close up in that camera because that did work when I did it. And now you have the units, and the little units are right here. These are the LM70S, a piece of fur. That's what happens when I have cats. LM70S. You have your LED display right here on the front, and then on the back, you have your IC in, your DMX in, your DMX out. But you do have your 7 8-watt LEDs. They are RGBW, meaning red, green, blue, and white. And what else you have? 180 tilt, and you have 540 pan. So I'm gonna check these things out. We're gonna turn these things on and see what they do right out of the box. So the first time I check out any of these lights, the first thing I like to do is simply plug them in. I'm not using the cords that came with them, just because I always have some IEC cords already without the twist tie on them sitting in my house. So I'm just gonna plug them in and check them out. Then we'll turn around and show you a little bit about the display. Simply plug these suckers in. And since I do that, I want them together. Now I did, I'm actually gonna turn them around for you. Check, we're still on camera. I have the power strip down here. The power strip is not on yet, but I will turn it on once I plug in light number 2. Light number 2, all right, we're gonna plug these in. See what happens. We have power. Fans are kicking in, and they're doing their own thing right away. Let's see what we got. And you can see they're both popping into D001, which is DMX 001. So typically, most of these, to master slave them, all you simply need to do is, 1, make sure you have a DMX cable, which I have right here. Double check there, we do have a DMX cable. And with the DMX cable, I'm gonna go out from this guy right here, and the out is the female, so I'm gonna use the male plug. This is normal. All right, for lights, and the in. Oh, this cable is bad. How do I know this cable is bad? Ask me. Oh, I know this cable is bad because I put a knot in it. If I put a knot in a cable like this means it's NFG, no flipping good. All right, so out of the light, once again, taking my male plug, and I'm going to put it in there. And I'm going to put it to the only place it'll fit. All right, now all I'm going to do is I'm going to change this light here to one of the settings. I'm gonna leave that on D001. That ought to work. And we're gonna change this to our mode. Let's see what we got. It should be something. Let's try it out. There we go. And now you can see that by putting these into what is now considered fast mode, they're going in sync together. Now you're gonna notice that we do have a strobe, but we almost have a light show because they're running in master slave. That's why I always suggest with something like this, 2 or more, because you can master slave them. And by doing that, you really are getting what looks much more professional because you have things synchronously moving opposed to just going completely out of control on their own. And now I'm blinded, but nonetheless, if I did not mention it, which I know I did not, lights like this are, these are like one of my favorite types of lights. Now I've never used the Betopper ones, but I have a very similar brand and I've used them for years. Now these do have a little bit of noise to them. They are pretty much all plastic build. The fans, they're not obnoxiously loud. My room is, if I take a step, if I'm like 3 feet away from them, you can tell that it's not obnoxiously loud. So these lights do have a number of functions. They are in master slave, as you can see, and they're in their fast mode. Now they do have a couple different options. Here's the slow mode. And SLOU is the slow mode. Now these are in sound mode and in slave. So it's the sound mode and they're connected. So if there's a sound, they will change. Now you cannot, there's no adjustivity for the sensitivity. You cannot adjust sensitivity for these. So this is the sound mode and master slaved, okay? So I went through some trials and tribulations and I tried to minimize the pan and tilt and master slave them. And it worked for a moment or two, and then the second light kind of kept going a little bit further. It stayed in that range, but it wound up turning around and staying in that range and not staying in the original. So went back to the beginning of the drawing board here and basically just restarted everything, put everything back to normal to do its whole thing. And now the only thing you can see now is that with master slave, I went ahead and reversed the pan. And by doing that, instead of going together, now they're going opposite as far as the left-right, which again, only adds to your show and makes it look more like a more professional show, which is very cool. And you can reverse the tilt too. And you'll see R pan, and the next one will be tilt. And we're gonna go down, and now you'll reverse the tilt. So now they're tilting opposite and panning opposite. Okay, so we're gonna turn that back off. And now you'll see that they'll be panning and tilting opposite, panning opposite, tilting the same, which is very cool. What do I like about these lights? They're light, they're just very functional lights as far as if you took an uplight and turned it into a moving head, this is basically what you would have. They put off a tiny bit of heat and they do have fans, so you wouldn't want a room full of these because the fans would get loud, but a couple of these, 4 of these on a tree would be really awesome. And I've used lights like this, like I said, I've used lights like this for a long time. And I mount them like this. So this is how I mount these lights. All right, I actually mount them with the cables down or up depending on where I am. And if you want to ask me why, I will tell you why I mount them like this. Because I want to be able to get light on my dance floor, but I also would like to wash the ceiling. So if I mount them like that, I have that option. Through DMX, I can do a nice little warm wash on the ceiling, and then later when dancing's going on, I can hit the floor. Because if you put these up on a totem or hang them from a tree, you get one or the other, but not both. Here's a quick look at what these look like with haze. Now they're mounted on a post, on a regular light stand, vertically, like I mentioned before, and you can see that we have color on the floor, and as they go up, we will also, after we get blinded, we will get a wash on the ceiling. And that's why often, Actually, anytime I ever use these style lights, this is what I do, because I usually mount one under my speaker stand. Now granted, these are not DMX yet, they're still master slaved, but you see the nice slow effect you can get. You see that you can hit the floor from right where you are, and you can see that I'm gonna back it up here as far as I can go. You can see that these are bright for dark rooms. If the room is pretty bright, is it going to be as bright? Of course not, but you can see you've got a nice strobe effect. Yeah, so I'm going to try Sound Active right now. I'm hoping that I'm pretty green. Sound Active, haven't tried this before. I have a speaker on the ground right over there. I have a little Samsung Bluetooth wireless speaker, and I'm going to play some of my unrestricted music here, no copyright music, and see what happens. I have not checked the volume or anything else. Just want to see if this works. And we're going to start this song right here. Found a faster song. Here we go. Wow, so you get the idea. You get the idea how that works. Sound Active works pretty good considering you can't change the sensitivity on them. So I like them. The movement's nice and smooth. I'm gonna plug in DMX just to see how smooth it is when I go really slow, and just do a little color mixing. I simply put this in 9-channel for ease of use, but the only major difference is that you can hit some pre-done colors that way and some auto things. But if you're gonna DMX this, like I am right here, you can see that I have control of the X and Y movement. I'm gonna point these, they're both pointed up towards the ceiling, but I still have the pan. I am both on the same channel still, just like I did before. But what I do have now is I have full control over the pan and tilt, but I do have the pan reverse. So when I go like this, the pans are opposite. The pan and the tilt are opposite. But since my pan and tilt are vertical, you get this effect. Now this is as fast as they go. Let me double check that. But it looks like this is the fastest speed. They are no faster than this. Now there is a speed control on 8. So now this is the slowest they go. Are they even moving? Yes, they are moving, but damn, that is slow, and that looks nice. Yeah, that's good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to tilt it a little more towards the camera, and the pan and tilt speed is for the entire unit. So you can't, yeah, so entire unit pan and tilt speed, that makes sense. Don't know why I said that. So the pan and tilt speed will slow down the complete movement. As you can tell, I'm going to fully tilt this the opposite direction now. You can see it coming on down, and I'm going to bring the, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna bring the red light down, and I'm gonna bring up the green. So that is the minimum. You can see, once it gets off the camera, I'm gonna bring green and blue up together to get that aqua. I'm gonna add some extra green so I get a nice teal. Very nice. Change the color. Make a purple. You can't see it because it's facing the wrong way. So here we go. We've got a good angle here. You have your master dimmer. Put your master dimmer. That's as low as I can go. I can't get it to fade out completely. Maybe I can do it with the colors. Nah. So once we get to a certain point, let's find out. This is the white. Now, obviously, if you add all the colors, you'll get a stronger white. But this is just solo white, and I'm going to strobe that just for fun. It's just a nice angle here for the camera, and then we'll strobe them. So with DMX, you have a lot of movement, a lot of possibilities. And like I said, I like to do them in this kind of configuration, just so if I want, I can wash the ceiling and I can wash the floor. I went ahead and created a quick little DMX chase with this small DMX controller, and the lights are functioning just fine. They look good. They're moving well. And a cat just appeared out of nowhere and is now bothering me. It's gonna sit on my antenna. Hope that feels good, buddy. All right, so anyway, but yeah, everything is working well, as it's supposed to. So we got some good quick movements. We got some nice slow movements. And I'm happy with that. What do you think? It looks good. What do you think of that, guys? The Betopper 7x8 uses about 100 watts total, 56 watts of lighting. You have color mixing. You do have auto, sound active, a fast and slow. If you use them independently, you can restrict the movement, which is pretty good. But when you did master slave them, I had an issue with it. But if you're just getting started, great lights, a ton of flexibility in lights like this, because it's like taking an up light or a wash light and then actually being able to move it. So the wash isn't super wide. These aren't gonna be killer for 200, 300 person parties unless you have a lot of them. All right, so good starting point with the possibility of DMXing them, even with the 9 channel. The only thing you get with the 14 channel extra is you can hit the auto modes and stuff, which could be cool, and you get some pre-mixed colors and stuff like that. But if you DMX them and you hang them horizontally, you hang them, you know, on a regular lighting tree, not a real tree, a lighting tree, or like I do here, you have a lot of flexibility, and it's easy to make it look like a professional show. It's easy to make it look like a professional show. All right, a small one, but a professional one. You get really nice movements. The movements are smooth. The fans aren't very loud. They wouldn't be a problem in a normal room with carpet and with music going on, unless you had a ton of them. But with 2 of them, nice effect. One of them, you could start with one that's perfectly fine, of course, and you might tabletop it then and put it in auto. So that would be something great for like house parties and stuff. But if you're going out in semi-professional, professional, and doing parties, you want at least 2. Either way, they look good like this. You can hang them, like I said, you can put them on a stand like I do, so you can hit the floor and the ceiling. So you can start off with a nice slow wash on the ceiling if you DMX them, and then you can go to the floor and you go crazy. So, but I really like these. They're inexpensive. The link is below, so you can check that out. But for 2 of these or 4 of these, you really can't beat the price. Now, as far as longevity goes, I cannot speak for that. And so it's a nice little addition, especially if you don't have anything already. So once again, guys, my name's Chris. Thanks for checking out this video of the Betopper. I'm just gonna call them the 7x8 moving heads, because I can't remember if it's LS70 something. It'll be up here somewhere, but thanks again for watching this. We'll be back with more reviews soon. Talk to you soon.